Well, hello there, people of the internet, and hello again. I'm TheMBmulti. Welcome to part 9. Yeah, this is part 9 of my Doki Doki Blue Skies Let's Play series. In the previous episode, we went shopping with Yuri, I believe, and we told a bit about our past. Yuri didn't really talk about her past, but I've been kind of speculating what's going on back there. And we ran into Natsuki, and we encouraged Yuri to be more social to her. And now it's Saturday. Tonight, Yuri's coming over to cook with me, so I better make sure that everything's ready for it. Oh yeah, we talked about how I don't really cook very elaborately, and then we kind of like, while discussing, we kind of like say, hey, maybe we should like cook together at some point. She'll definitely have higher expectations than me, that's for sure. Soy sauce, sesame oil, yeah. Soy sauce, sesame oil, green onions, garlic. Seems like I have everything we'd need. The kitchen itself, on the other hand, well, it's unkept to say the least. When was the last time I used some of this stuff? I involuntarily grimace as I swept a finger across the dusty surface of a pan. Definitely not a setting that Yuri would be used to cooking in. A few minutes of blood, sweat, and tears later, everything's clean. Or at the very least, passable. We probably won't use the most of this, but with my luck, we'll need the one. No, but with my luck, we'll need the one thing I didn't wash. Ah, right on cue. There's a knock at the door. It's either a very polite rubber or Yuri. After quickly drying off the last dish, I answer it. Hi, Mark. Hi, Yuri. She's carrying a few bags that I assume contain groceries. Hey, Yuri. Great to see you. Come on in. I'm pretty sure that she's already in, but okay. Hopefully, binge-watching various cooking shows featuring an angry chef yelling at other cooks was enough preparation for this. Where's the lamb sauce? At least at least it have prepared me for being yelled at for my inevitable mistakes. Yeah, psst, Yuri yelling at me. After setting the groceries down on the counter, I grab a clean pan. All right, so what shall we make first? Good question. As long as it doesn't end up with a call to the fire department, I'm fine with whatever. She giggles slightly. Well, I believe we'll be fine. We'll be good regardless, so come on, Chuckleberry Finn. She stares at me for a solid few seconds. What? Oh, my apologies, I didn't realize. It's alright, to be honest, it was a pretty bad joke anyway. Trying to ignore my burning face, I move the conversation along. So, what do you feel like having? Would you be open to making the teriyaki salmon? Sounds good to me. We gather the ingredients and equipment together in the kitchen. On the kitchen table. Yuri takes a deep breath and concentrates on the food in front of her. You're right. You're right, Yuri. You need a moment with the food, or yeah. It's just that I haven't done this in a while. That is cooking with someone. I can relate to that. But if you've made it as many times as it sounds like you have, this should be a cinch for you or something. I don't know what that means. Thank you for the vote of confidence. She places a scrap of paper with handwritten recipe onto the counter. The handwriting looks to be Yuri's, but something's different about it. I suppose we should begin by making the sauce. Mark, could you pass me the soy sauce and sesame oil? Sure, just tell me what I have to do. Okay, could you peel and mince 2 cloves of garlic in the meantime? That's one of the few things I can actually do competently in the kitchen, so you chose a fitting job for me. Mom loves using garlic, so I've seen it cooked often enough to know what I'm doing. After peeling it, I place the garlic under the knife and crush it. Yeah, I've also seen that. I've also know how to do that. Gordon Ramsay taught me that as well, which is very coincidental. To mince it, you add salt, and then you use the flat end of the knife, put it on the garlic, and then you just slam it, and then you crush it, and then you chop, and then slash it a bit, and then due to the salt, it turns into a little bit of a paste. Yuri's focus on her cooking is intense, to say the least. Looks like how she is when she talks about literature. One thing that amazes me is how fast and efficient her movements are. One thing that amazes me, by the way, is how after we've entered Act 2, we've actually have never like been on school. So I hope we actually do end up getting back to the literature club a bit, because if we never go there only in the first act, then that doesn't sound like a lot of fun. I mean, I love that they're expanding and everything, but I also want to continue going to the literature club and then have other interactions outside. And not only outside, but we'll see. The longer we cook, the more confident she becomes. It's rather difficult to keep up with how fast she moves at times. Before I know it, the salmon's marinated in the sauce and ready to be baked. Wow. You talked about how you weren't an expert, yet you're incredible. It's not... I mean, with enough practice... I broke Yuri. Yuri, it's alright. It's not often that I see you have so much passion for something other than literature. I'm a bit of a fan of cooking. My family had teriyaki salmon dishes every Saturday evening when I was younger, and I ended up learning from my mother how to cook it. Eventually I practiced enough for the whole process to become a bit of a blur. Honestly, I wish I'd done the same thing and learned how to make family recipes as well. But it's not too late for you to learn, right? That's true. Speaking of family, are you bringing some of the food back home for them as well? Oh, the salmon wouldn't be good by the time I returned home, so you can have the leftovers. Fine by me. There's definitely fucking something there. I'm just waiting for the moment that Yuri actually tells me what it is, or when I accidentally run into her and figure it out on my own or something. So there's something incredibly like sinister going on down there. Not necessarily sinister as in like it's evil, but sinister as in like it's not a topic you would like to discuss. Kind of like what's going on with Natsuki, even though I have never actually seen that myself, but I only know about that because I read about it on the Doki Doki wiki after I finished playing Doki Doki the first time. Anyway, could you start cooking the rice while I put the salmon in the oven? Alright, wouldn't be much of a dinner if it were just salmon. The whole kitchen smells of salmon with a subtle sweet undernote to it. Man, I wouldn't mind if my kitchen smelled like this 24/7. Maybe now that you've learned this recipe from me, you could cook it for yourself. I think I'll want to practice a few more times under your guidance before I do it myself. Anyway, let's eat. It does smell rather appetizing. The salmon is tender and flaky or flaky. When I bite into it, it comes apart with no trouble at all. Each and every chew releases a burst of umami, with the teriyaki flavor perfectly complementing the fish. Yuri, this is amazing! It's nothing really. Despite her protest, a smile spreads across her face. A few minutes later, we've had our fill. I had a hard time holding myself back from eating more, but it'd be bad manners to devour everything in front of Yuri. This is really nice. Having dinner with someone over and having something made fresh as well. It's quite dark outside. Wow, it's already 9. Time flies, huh? I should be going now. It isn't super late, but I think she mentioned before that she wakes up early regardless of the day. You want me to walk you home? She shakes her head. I'll be fine, although I do appreciate the offer. I really enjoyed our time today, Mark. It's been a lot of fun for me too. You're more than welcome to come over anytime you want. That's much appreciated. Before we know it, she's already at the door. Oh, could you wait for a moment? I believe I forgot something important. What is it? It's the paper with the recipe. Oh, that's definitely... Her mother wrote that down and her mom and her parents are dead or something. That's what's going on, isn't it? No problem, let me grab it for you. After a moment of searching, I spotted next to the stove. Phew, at least it's safe. Yeah, oh god, don't destroy it. I'm 100% sure that that's going to break Yuri, literally. As I hand it to her, I take a closer look at the recipe. Your handwriting seems a little different on this note. Oh, that's because it's my mother's handwriting. I fucking knew it, I called that. Ah, makes sense. Well, it's just as pretty as your handwriting. I suppose so. I always did admire her penmanship. She smiles to herself, a faraway look in her eyes. Well, see you Monday? My words seem to pull out of her thoughts. She pauses for a moment, but then smiles at me. See you then. Okay. Do I have to write a poem? No. Okay. It's only been about a week or so, but I've been craving Yuri's teriyaki salmon a lot lately. Yeah, why did we skip so many days? I liked it when it was just one day at a time. I mean, they did that to complement, to like, use the things from the original game, but why now are there so many like very large time jumps now all of a sudden? I mean, it was an entire week in the first act, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and everything. And now it's just like, oh, weeks, months, fucking later on. I was like, why? I wanted to continue like one day of the week all the time, and then develop in the club, and then also out of it. That would have been no, whatever. So much so that I'm apparently just staring into space thinking about it. Wonderful use of the club time, Mark. Hi, Mark. Oh, hi, Sayori. Sayori suddenly pops up in front of me without warning. Sayori, don't do that. Do what? Say hi? Don't start on me like that. You mean don't wake you up like that, huh? Hey, I wasn't even sleeping. But you were daydreaming. That's close enough. For you, maybe. Meanie. Anyway, did you need something? So I can't just say hi now? No, you can't. I'll have you arrested if you try to do it from now on. Hey, you're so silly. Yeah, so what's up? Actually, I did want to ask you something. Do you want to go out with me and Natsuki after the club's over? What are you guys planning to do? I don't know, we're gonna wing it. I guess Sayori never really was a planner. Are you sure I wouldn't be butting into whatever Natsuki wants to do with you? Come on, Mark, we haven't played together in so long. I'm sure she won't mind. Geez, alright, I'm in, but you have to be the one to tell Natsuki that I'm coming along too. Okay, it's a deal. Oh, okay, I didn't even have a choice for that one. Okay, everyone. You see, I want to hear that every day. Like the okay, everyone, just to be reminded that Monika's here as well. Just for the sake of it. I think that's it for today. Good work, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Yeah, why don't we write any more poems? Come on, Monika. Sayori sidles up to me as we wave goodbye to Yuri. Not gonna lie, I kinda wanted to hang out with Yuri instead. Oh, come on! Relax, you can also hang out with Sayori. I guess I've been doing that a lot lately, and Sayori is right. It has been a while since I've hung out with her. Exactly. Are you ready to go? Yeah, I guess so. Did you tell Natsuki yet? Sayori! About that. Sayori! I'll do it now. Hi, Natsuki. Hey, let me just make sure my manga's put away properly before we get going. By the way, can we invite Mark too? Why? I shrug and smile when Natsuki narrows her eyes. It'll be fun, please. Ugh, fine, but only because it's you asking. Yay, let's go. Wait, I still need to check my manga. Oh, wow. Nice. 10 minutes of Natsuki's fussing and half an hour of walking later, we're strolling through the downtown area. So, what do you guys want to do? I think Natsuki wants to buy more manga. Hey! Well, a new chapter of this manga I'm reading came out, so... to the bookstore it is then. That's the library. So you come here to buy your manga? Got a problem with that? No, it's just that I usually go to A-Books for mine. Oh, I go there sometime too, but the magazine I wanted to pick up today is cheaper here. Which magazine is it? Natsuki makes a beeline to a table stacked with manga and holds up a colorfully illustrated manga magazine. The character that's drawn on the cover has exceedingly huge eyes. Well, this looks like the type of thing that Parfait Girls would have been published in. I don't get that reference. This is probably one of the best, oh god, shoujo manga magazines in the circulation right now. I mean, Parfait Girls was first published on this. Yep, called it. Look, it even comes with a little free gift. She points to a small packet attached to the back. Looks like this month's issue comes with a pack of gel pens. Nice. Try to tell me that your manga can beat that. I mean, mine certainly don't come with gel pens. Exactly. I turn to Sayori as Natsuki starts flipping through her magazine. Do you have anything you need to look for? I don't think so. Oh wait, I actually need to buy a new copy of the English workbook. Huh? Why? Don't tell me you... I lost it. Jeez, we better go look for it then. Hey Natsuki, Sayori and I are going to find the workbook. Have fun with that. I'm gonna be here for a while. Are we literally ditching on Natsuki right now? That's kind of a dick move. We begin walking through the aisles, scanning the titles of the books. I thought it said scanning the titties of the books for a second. Manga, light novels, children's fiction, adult fiction. There we go, education. I wonder, should I get something for Yuri? It would definitely be nice to be able to repay her for the copy of Portrait of Markov. What book could I get her that she hasn't read yet? That she hasn't read though. Hey Sayori? She looks up from perusing a table of workbooks. Has Yuri ever mentioned any books that she wants? Like ones she hasn't bought yet? No, or at least I don't remember it. She'd probably just buy it herself if there was a book she is interested in. Did you want to get something for her? Yeah, I thought that I'd thank her for giving me Portrait of Markov. That's sweet of you, Mark. Oh, there it is. So Yuri triumphantly picks up the book she was looking for. Anyway, if you don't know what book to get for her, how about buying something else? Like what? I don't know, the bookstore sells stuff like stationery too, right? That's actually a really good idea. I don't know what it is, but sure. Yeah, you should listen to me more often. I would if you always had good ideas. What? Are you saying that I don't? Hey, you're the one who said it, not me. She sticks out her tongue at me. Now how about helping me find the stationery section? I still don't know what it means. Sometime later we find ourselves back at the front of the store with Natsuki. Oh, there you guys are. What took you so long? Sorry, I was looking for something to get Yuri. I hold up a slim package wrapped in cellophane. We found some really nice heavy-duty parchment paper. It actually feels pretty satisfying to write on. Oh, like that, okay. So it's like writing crap. Supplies, not crap, supplies, okay? I'd use it myself if it weren't so expensive. Did you guys pay for everything then? Yep, we're all good. So where are we headed next? If you guys are hungry, you know a pretty good place to get some food. Ooh, what kind of food? It's... Natsuki shoots me the briefest of glances. Well, it's a little tea and crepes place I discovered a while back. But I wouldn't expect a boy to be able to appreciate sweets. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Tea isn't even sweet, it's basically just bitter leaf juice. Yeah, that's not not that kind of tea. It's the sweet kind of tea, like milk tea. You know, the type that you put tapioca pearls in to make boba. Yeah, sure, I definitely know what you're talking about. Boba? Oh, you mean bubble tea? Yep, but I like calling it boba because that's what it's called when it came from Taiwan. Well, that's why I don't know what you're talking about, Natsuki. You're totally the type to watch something with subtitles because it sounds more authentic in the original language, huh? it is more authentic when it's not dubbed. Are we seriously having this conversation, Natsuki? Are we seriously having this conversation right now? Calling it boba is more Natsuki-ish anyway, because it sounds so cute when she says it. What? I am not cute! You know it's supposed to be a compliment when someone calls you cute. Not the way you guys say it. How else does she want us to say it? Anyway, what do you mean I wouldn't be able to appreciate it? Just because I'm a guy doesn't mean I don't like sweets. After all, I grew up with Sayori. You know how she is with them. So it's only because of me that you can appreciate them. That's not what I meant. What Sayori said does make sense. Of course you'll never reach our calibre? caliber, I think. But then the R&D should be swapped. You'll never reach our caliber when it comes to that stuff. But if you're already used to it because of Sayori, we might as well go. And with that, Natsuki drags us along with her. I'm not sure what kind of logic she uses, but if it works, she's probably just embarrassed about showing me her interests. Maybe she doesn't hang out with many guys. This just looks like the Japanese version of a McDonald's or something, but okay. Here it is. Hatuful tea. Looks like a very genetic modern cafe. It's pretty empty right now, but I guess this time of day isn't peak rush hour for any cafe. I haven't been here in too long. Hurry up and order, guys. Hold on, we don't even know what's on the menu. If you take too long, I'm gonna order for you. Natsuki readily rattles off an order to the cashier. It's clear that she's been here more than a few times before. What do you think you're getting, Sayori? I don't know. What about you? I don't know either. Jeez, don't you dare do that thing where you stand there indecisively for like half an hour. The tone of her voice is as bossy as ever, but there's a surprisingly big smile on her face. Even Natsuki can't keep up the act forever, huh? Alright, I'm just going to go with this. Before we know it, we're all seated around the table with our drinks in hand. Natsuki got some kind of rose milk tea with heart-shaped strawberry jelly. That drink was definitely made for her. Meanwhile, Sayori and I ordered a passion fruit slush and a green tea mango drink respectively. Whoa, this is so good! Yeah, no wonder you like this place so much. Yeah, I think I'll have to come back here on my own time. Yeah, and that's why you trust in my taste. She thumbs through her manga as she takes a sip of her drink. That reminds me, what manga are you catching up on? Oh, whoops, whenever I come here I usually have new manga with me, so I got into a habit of reading while drinking. It's fine, I can understand how eager you must be to start the chapter. Yeah, it's so frustrating to have to wait a month for the next one. And don't get me started on hiatuses. Hey, manga artists are humans who need breaks too, you know? I know, but I wish I could just buy all manga all at once. You could also... Well, I guess it's a bit difficult, but you could also wait until everything is finished and then buy everything in one go, and then you could read it and like what's it called? Like binge watch, but then I don't know what would that be called? Binge read, I guess. Anyway, this one's about a girl who discovers these guardian characters that can unlock people's true potentials. Her character design is really nice too. She holds up her manga and points at one of the characters. It's a girl with shoulder-length layered hair, clad in a school uniform that's fashioned in a tomboyish manner, complete with a tie and a random belt. Add a wizard hat to that, and then you've got the school version of Megumin. I've always liked these kinds of visual K-ish designs. Like, they're kind of glamorous and androgynous, but super cool. Really? Really? I always thought that you liked manga with cuter looking characters. Well, I mean, I do like cute characters, but I also like cool ones. If you like that other kind of fashion, then why don't you try dressing up that way? Do you know how hard it is to change your style? To be honest, I kind of do want to try out at least once. But it feels so weird to dress differently. It's like I'm already too comfortable with my current clothes to change. Plus I feel like it's so out of character for me at this point. What do you mean? Okay, have you ever watched the anime Rose Revolution? No? No, can't say I have. Me neither. Oh, she was very sad. Well, it's pretty old, so that's to be expected. But for now, all you have to know that the main character is a girl named Utena, and her best friend is a girl named Wakaba. So Utena is the coolest of the cool. She's a girl, but she wears a boy's uniform and even has a fan club of girls at school. Meanwhile, her best friend is super cutesy and girly and really depends on Utena for things. You can probably guess that she wears a girl's uniform. It'd be really weird for Utena and Wakaba to swap uniforms, right? Well, I haven't watched the anime, so I don't know how they really look, but I think I get what you mean. But you're not a character in an anime, Natsuki. You can change if you want to. Not like immediately though. Plus, you know that there's going to be a bunch of people judging you for it. Sometimes facing judgment for the sake of change is worth it though. Yeah, anyway, it's not like I dislike cute clothes. I'm not dumb, you know. I picked out my clothes because I thought they looked cute. And I like cute things. But I don't want to be a sorry. But don't want to be a wakabi. I just wish that I could be as cool as Utena. He's so independent and strong. I think I understand how you feel. Wanting to be dependent on rather than depending on others. Man, when did this conversation get so serious? Natsuki, if you want, we could go clothes shopping sometime. Then you could try out different styles and see if there's anything you like. Maybe. I haven't even seen Sayori. Oh yeah, no, that's not true. I've only seen Natsuki once in her casual clothes. That was when we randomly bumped into her when I was grocery shopping with Yuri. So I can't even remember what she looked like. Well, yeah, her face and her hair, but you know, I can't remember what her clothes looked like. There's an uncertain tone in her voice, but Natsuki's smile is genuine. If you go clothes shopping with Sayori, she's just going to say you look good and everything. Hey, there's nothing wrong with a little positivity. That's something you've really got to learn, Mark. Pfft, what about Natsuki, huh? I'm positive that I'm more positive than you, Mark. I roll my eyes at that. This has been so fun, guys. We should do this more often. Yeah, I think I have to go now, though. Can't be late for dinner. I guess we should go too, then. Are you going to eat out? No, I just don't want to miss my dad's cooking. Oh no. Okay then, do you want us to walk you back? I'm good. See you at school. Exchanging goodbyes, Sayori and I begin walking back. Honestly, this was more fun than I expected. Although it was really just Natsuki leading us around on her personal routine, we had nice conversations together. Plus, I got to buy something for Yuri. Hope she appreciates this. I still don't know how to pronounce it. Stationery. Yeah. I hope she appreciates this stationery. It really looks like a huge chunk out of my pocket money. Haha. Yeah, wow, we're skipping through the day so incredibly fast. Like, I kind of preferred it if it was like... Oh, it was in Act 1, where you just one day at a time, and then... You could definitely fit all these things in one day after the other. And then also have a little bit of stuff in the literature club as well, because I feel very disconnected from the literature club right now. I idly throw my pen around my fingers, sighing at the blank piece of paper in front of me. You think that with all the poems I've written so far, it'd be pretty easy to start on yet another one, but I've been having trouble getting any inspiration in writing a horror-themed poem. Oh, come on, I wanted to choose words, come on. In order to celebrate Halloween, Monika asks us all to write themed poetry. We're supposed to have some kind of Halloween party as well. I don't really know what to expect, but I'm looking forward to it. I did watch a horror anime to get Higurashi? Did you? I'm pretty sure you watched Higurashi. I'm getting in the mood, but I'm not sure if it helped much. Oh, trust me, if you watched Higurashi, that it helped. It definitely helped. Don't get me wrong, it was a great bit of surreal horror media. The sound design successfully created tension that kept stacking up over time, and the graphics were quite creepy as well. Yeah, okay, he's talking about Higurashi. They were done in the style of old paper puppet crowds, lending an air of mystery and age to the story. Okay, so it's not Higurashi. Despite all of this though, my mind still draws a blank when I confront the paper in front of me. It doesn't help that I hardly got any sleep last night either. It's hard to shake off this feeling of exhaustion. Ugh, I don't want to procrastinate too much, but come on, I've got to think of something. How in the world does Stephen King do this? Alright, it's getting a little bit late, but it probably wouldn't hurt to go out and walk around for a few minutes. Exercise can energize you, right? I can always pick up a can of coffee or tea somewhere too. Plus, something might come to me while I'm walking. Oh yeah, it is just complete nighttime right now. As I make my way outside, I see stars here and there beginning to emerge from the darkening sky. It looks like there might be a small chance of rain, and it's a bit nippy as well. I don't think it's anything I have to worry about though. What's a good place to go for poetry inspiration? I stretch languidly as I stroll past a set of train tracks. Horror. Isn't there a graveyard around here somewhere? If I recall correctly, it's a quick walk from here. Well, oh, please don't meet Yuri there, please. It will probably seriously creep me out, but art requires sacrifice. A few minutes later, I spot the wrought iron gate to the cemetery. It's quite dark there. It's quite dark as there aren't any lights, but I can still make out the dark greens of the ivy snaking up the iron fence, as well as a flash of violets just inside the gate. Wait a minute? Yeah, oh come on, no, please. Hey, Yuri! She seems to panic for a moment after noticing me, but quickly regains her composure as we approach each other. Okay, well, saving on here. Hi, Mark. I didn't see you there. Sorry if I startled you now. Oh, it's no bother. Wait, why is Yuri visiting the graveyard? Oh. Hey, Yuri, were you trying to find inspiration for your Halloween poem too? She glances around for a minute, as if processing my question. Oh yes, that's right. I'm assuming you were doing the same? Yep. Guess great minds think alike. Yuri gives a light chuckle at that. I was thinking of getting something to drink too. Want to come with me? Well, it's getting a bit late. Oh, no problem. I'm just planning on grabbing tea or coffee from the store for a minute. I see. In that case, I could probably keep you company for a bit. Smiling at each other, we start making our way to the shopping district. Yuri, I think you have something on your shoe. Is that so? We slow to a stop as she bends down to pick up something off her shoe. Huh? Is that a rose petal? Where did that come from? It must have come off some of the flower arrangements back in the cemetery. Ah, makes sense. It's nice to know that people's graves are being tended in there. I agree. Being forgotten by your loved ones isn't a very comforting thought. Were you walking around there for a while? For a little bit. I had some trouble settling on a certain theme for my poem. That's a surprise, considering how much you love horror. You wouldn't think so, but it's difficult to pick one cohesive theme when there are so many to choose from. So what do you end up deciding on? Well, would it be alright if I kept the surprise for now? Ah, sure, I can respect that. Oh, it started raining. As we pass by a row of small shops and cafes, a few drops of water splash onto my face. Oh no! The droplets soon increase in size and frequency, and before we know it, we're caught in a downpour. Should have brought an umbrella after all. Do you want to head inside somewhere? Yes, please. We jog up to a convenience store, the cold rainwater splashing up at our ankles as we slush through the puddles. The entrance under the awning is thankfully dry, the yellowed lights inside comforting the night. Pushing the door open, we're met with the small tinkling of a bell. Let's see, where is the drink section? No, I think I see it in the back. I follow Yuri to a drinks cooler filled with a colorful array of bottles and cans. What are you in the mood for? She pops open the door and grabs a bottle of green tea. While I usually prefer my tea freshly made, the occasional chilled bottle of tea is a nice change of pace. Yeah, it does kind of change the taste when it's hot versus when it's cold. The iciness of cold tea can give it a certain sweetness. We continue our conversation as we take our drinks to the register. It doesn't seem like the rain's letting up. We'd probably get soaked if we were to go out now, but we should really be getting back. Over on the other side of the store, I spot a stand carrying a few umbrellas. How about we buy an umbrella then? It definitely beats getting sick while trying to get back home. I suppose we can do that. Stepping away from the counter, I grab a plain black umbrella as Yuri grabs a striped one. Whoa, what are you doing? Buying an umbrella? Aren't we just going to share one? It'd save us some money. Are you sure? I wouldn't want to be a bother. It'd be unfair to ask you to pay for it too. I wouldn't worry about it. I've been needing a new one anyway. There's no need for us to buy two when just one will work. That's true. Alright, thank you for being so considerate. She fidgets with her hair as she says this. A blush creeping across her cheeks. Man, shy girls are seriously cute. Ah, no problem. It's still raining pretty hard. I believe that the bus should be here in a minute. Don't you usually walk around town? Well, yes, but the weather. Oh, right. Let's head to the stop so we don't miss it then. After unfolding the umbrella, I wait for Yuri to join me under it. She's not coming closer though, instead electing to stand still, staring at her feet. Is something wrong? No, I'm fine. She inches towards me until there's only a few inches between us. Let's go. We make our way to the bus stop. Once there, I open my bottle of tea. It's probably not the best weather to drink ice-cold tea, but I already bought it. Hey Yuri? Yes? I meant to ask earlier, but how did you learn to make tea? It's not such an interesting story. Come on, I want to get to know you better. And given that tea such an integral part of your character, I feel like I should know more about what it means to you. An integral part of my character? Ah, I mean, you are passionate about tea, aren't you? I suppose so. But I do have other interests too, you know? Yeah, I was just joking. I guess it just wasn't a very good joke. No, you're fine. I'm just not very good with humor. Yuri sighs, looking up into the sky. My mother was the one who taught me how to make tea. Ah, that makes sense. She was the one who helped you teach how to cook after all. Yes, that's right. I believe I was just about to finish primary school when I first tried to make some tea. Of course, I didn't go about making it all at once, but over time she allowed me to do more and more. She taught me how to prepare tea in all manner of ways, from Western to Eastern styles. You'd be surprised how many different infusers, strainers, and teapots she owned. Sounds like it's a major hobby for her. It definitely was. How the fuck is my character not picking up the fact that she's talking in past tense? You really should have fucking noticed that by now. My mother even eventually taught me how to properly perform a tea ceremony. Dang, seriously? Why aren't you in the club for that then? I don't know. I was just always intimidated by the idea of actually performing it in front of other people. There are just so many ways you can mess up. But you always seem really graceful to me. Well, I'm glad you didn't join the tea ceremony club though, because otherwise I wouldn't have met you. I'm glad too. She blushes and looks down again, smiling at her shoes. I'm not as graceful as she may think though. Kind of find that hard to believe. You just haven't seen me make many mistakes yet. There was one time I wasn't careful enough when handling hot tea kettle one day and I nearly spilled it onto myself. My mother realized what was happening and put her hand over the spout to keep it from burning me, but because of that she ended up with burns on her hands. For a while I just felt so awful for allowing my ineptitude to hurt my mother. I didn't touch the tea kettle again for quite a while. Over time, however, I ended up becoming interested in tea again. Well, I'm glad you got back into it. Yuri being clumsy isn't something that I'm used to. When she's calm, she's so elegant. Yes, I am too. Your mom sounds really nice, by the way. I shiver a bit as the wind buffets my body, whipping my clothes around me. Thankfully, the bus shows up a moment later, its bright headlights heralding its arrival. We stumble aboard and manage to find seats next to each other. Yuri moves her arms to the side, letting out a deep breath and looking at the night sky beyond the window. Also, this looks more like a train or a tram than it looks like a bus, to be honest, but okay. The passing streetlights reflect on her eyes, shining golden over the violets of her irises. Sinking lower into my seat, I sigh in contentment. Even though we aren't talking, it still feels nice to just be close to her. After a minute, Yuri signals her oncoming stop. As I stand up to exit the bus with her, Yuri stops me. You really don't have to walk with me all... You really don't have to walk me all the way back. Isn't this out of your way? Yeah, but I don't want you to get sick. I bought the umbrella to share with you the full way. Come on, I insist. I gently pull Yuri along. Come on, Yuri, you're coming with me and you're gonna like it. I gently pull Yuri along with me, opening the umbrella as we leave. Thank you. You're welcome. It's quite serene now. The rain has lightened up to a pitter-patter, and the occasional breeze gently rustles the trees around us. Mark, yes? Do you ever notice how the light is when it's raining? What do you mean? Well, she looks around for a moment, then points at a street lamp down the street. Whenever it rains, it almost seems like the properties of light are completely changed, and it's especially obvious at night. Now that she mentions it, the lights do seem a bit different. Something I think that I've noticed subconsciously but never really paid any attention to. A cold gust blows by, causing Yuri and I to huddle closer together. Our shoulders are touching by this point, providing a small smidgen of warmth. Yuri doesn't seem to notice, or at least she's acting like she doesn't. But it might just be me. But it might just be that she's lost in her thoughts right now, though. She's been doing that more and more frequently. It's been nice to see her really open up to me. Yeah, it's almost like the lights are glowing. Well, of course light glows, but it's, I don't know, blurry? Yuri nods her head. The way the light bounces off each individual droplet seems to create a sort of halo around the street lamps. At times, it almost looks like the lights dancing around in the air as it refracts through the rain. As if the lights are spirits, burning out their life forces like fireflies. Showing that not all the world is darkness. Yeah, Rome! Rome is the light in a world of darkness. Her eternal fire burns in the mighty city, and it spreads the light of civilization to the darkest corners of the earth. Never thought of it like that before. My words are met with a faint smile. Every so often I wonder if the lights in the distance are friendly will-o-wisps. Oh, I know what they are, but I've heard of them before, but I can't really, define what they are, but I've heard of that before. I wonder if they're guiding me somewhere, urging me towards some far-off destination, one step at a time. It's unnerving when they suddenly disappear right before you, when something cuts off their connection to the world, leaving everything being guided in the dark. Yeah, well, I think it's all pretty obvious what's happening here. It's when that happens that you realize that what you've been taking for granted. That's very true. You begin to truly appreciate how welcoming the warmth was before, in contrast to the new chilling darkness. I'm sorry, just due to Konosuba, I cannot read the word darkness without smiling. Yeah, I can feel it kind of lonely when you're walking by yourself in the dark. It can feel kind of lonely when you walk by yourself in the dark. Not to mention, it's kind of dangerous to do so. You haven't been doing that a lot lately, have you? Don't worry, I haven't. Well, good. If you ever need to walk around at night, just ask me and I'll be there. Plus, it feels a lot less lonely when you walk around with friends. Even if you're lost in the dark, if you have friends by your side, you'll at least be able to trust that someone's going to stick by you. It's probably just me, but it feels like Yuri and I are a bit closer than we were before. I'm about to open my mouth to speak again, when she abruptly comes to a stop, nearly causing me to trip. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, Yuri, what the fuck? We're at a quiet intersection that I'm not too familiar with. Well, Mark, thank you for accompanying me on my way home. Aren't I walking all the way back with you? You wouldn't want to get wet now, right? I mean, the rain's let up quite a bit by now. Really, I wouldn't want you to go too far out of your way. Are you sure? Yes, I am. Thank you for the offer, though. Oh, good. It's been my pleasure. You were right. It is less lonely walking with friends. Her smile sends a light wave of warmth through my body. Yeah, it was. Well, see you tomorrow then. Goodbye. Okay. Oh, come on, what the hell? Oh, come on, I'm sick now. Well, I had to write a poem for Halloween. It's pretty funny that there's a Halloween part in this game because Halloween has already come to pass, but okay. I want the music. I want the poem writing music. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm gonna end it off here. Click the like button if you did. Subscribe to join the Roman army, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later, Romans. Valete.